Yes, guys, what's going on? We're back again. Me, Daps, is here, and today we've got a special striker. First, guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing across all platforms, whether that be Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, even though we don't really use SoundCloud like that. YouTube especially, like, because audio-wise, you guys absolutely smash it every week, but we need to build that YouTube up now. So everyone, go onto YouTube, check out the videos, like, subscribe, and everything. But today we've got a very good striker. I'm just gonna have a conversation with him. One of the Championship bright lights this year, and Brentford's main man up top. We have Ollie Watkins. I'm gonna call him Oliver and see what he says. Let me just bring him in. Ollie Watkins, and this has been one that like people have been, excited about. When I put it out, a lot of questions came in, so we're gonna see if we can get through those questions. But if not, then no drama. Yes, Ollie, what's going on?
Going on?
Yeah, I just said that I was gonna call you Oliver and see how you reacted. But, yeah, man. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Can't complain. Family's good. I'm good. So
yeah. Are you back at training yet?
Nah, not training. Not back training. Just doing runs down the park. So
yeah. What's it like just having to do it by yourself now?
It's way harder, I think. Well, personally, I feel like that because training, you're waking up and you're going out the door, you got more of a routine. Whereas this, it's flexible.
Yeah.
And the later you leave your training in the day, the less motivated you are to do it. So I try and keep a similar routine to.
Yeah.
When we were in season.
Yeah, because you've been off now for it must be like 2 months.
Yeah, easily two.
Yeah. Like when you first go back, the Championship is known for being a demanding league, like physically and everything. When you go back, are you gonna expect the quality to almost be like not even first game of the season because you wouldn't have had a pre-season, but are you expecting it to kind of dip down and to be a slow burner again because no one's really been playing football?
Yeah, I think so. I've been watching the Bundesliga and like some of the games I think have been a little bit sloppy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's because there's no pressure from fans or it's more like it's seen as like a reserve game. It's got a reserve game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You got to tell yourself in your head that it's going to be a good standard, but personally, I think everyone's not going to be as fit as they were before, and the standard won't be as good.
Yeah, and you guys are obviously chasing promotion, so like you can't even afford to even slip up, if you know what I mean. You can't afford to have that mentality of, you know what, let's just ease our way back into it because you're expected to literally just pick up where you left off. So all that momentum you not built before, it potentially won't be there. So yeah, how difficult is that going to be for you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. We won our last game 5-0. It looked like we would pick up a bit of momentum going into the few next games, but I think it's going to be tough. But it's going to be the same for everyone. So we're in the same boat, and we got to just work hard.
Yeah, I bet you're itching to get back though.
Yeah, I can't wait. From a personal point of view, the season was going really well. So hopefully I can pick up form and take it back into the next games, but it's going to be hard.
I was going to wait until later in the podcast, but seeing as you mentioned it on a personal point of view, like your season has been a mad one. Like, could you have seen at any point before this happened that this was the sort of season you were going to have?
No, not really, not at all.
Mm.
Just because in my previous seasons, I've scored 10 goals. I did
Yeah,
well. I always knew though that I was capable of scoring more goals because I got into such good positions, but I didn't think it would be this year.
yeah. I thought maybe, at the beginning of the season when you started scoring, I was thinking, you know what, it's early. Strikers normally have that little, you know, that little bout where they just keep going. But it's a long season. But
Yeah.
you just carried on scoring, and was there a moment where the penny finally drops where you're like, you know what, this isn't just luck right now. Like I'm banging it right now.
Um, I don't know. I would say when when I was level with, I've always been neck and neck with Mitrovic,
Yeah,
and he's a known goal scorer. He's played in the Premier League. He's a big name.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when I've kind of sat back and evaluated the season, like even when we were halfway through, and realised, I'm keeping up with him, then I think that was the time I thought, I'm doing well.
Yeah, and obviously you you're you want Brentford to do well. Like the team comes before the individual, but come on, like you must be looking at that, top goal scorer, thinking, nah, I want that.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's a tough one because if we got promoted, but I didn't get top goal scorer,
Mm,
I'd take that.
yeah,
Take it more than getting the golden boot and not getting promoted.
mm.
It's a tough one, but at the end of the day, I want to score as many goals as I can, and win that trophy.
What's been your best goal this season? I think I know which one it is, but
Yeah, it's got to be the Blackburn one. That was my
yeah.
first goal outside the box, so
Mm.
I'll probably say that.
What led the switch though to being a striker? Because a lot was actually made of it at the beginning of the season when you did when you became like the main man up top. Like, what kind of conversation did you have beforehand for you to actually become that man, or was it a thing where, because I thought watching maybe Brentford just couldn't get a striker in, and then they just had to, work with what they had. But was it a thing before where the manager actually said, you know what, no, you are going to be the main man this year?
You know what? He never pulled me to the side and said, "I'm going to be the main man, the number 9, your first choice," or anything like that. We
Mm,
never had a conversation about that.
mm,
The whole of pre-season, I was playing, left of a front three. I had a really good pre-season, and it was only, I think we played Norwich, and that was the first time he put me up front.
mm.
I played quite well, but I didn't see myself playing up front for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Um, we actually tried to sign a couple of strikers on throughout the window. It broke down on like personal
Mm,
terms, stuff like that. So I just naturally ended up playing there.
yeah. And it's actually worked out to be, well, I'm pretty sure if I manage to have a conversation with your manager, he'll probably tell you, yeah, he planned it all along. But
Yeah.
it's all worked out. And what's the biggest difference that you've had to learn in regards to, playing on the wing to playing a striker? Like, what's the biggest thing that's helped you, or the biggest move you've made, that's contributed to this goal scoring? Because they're two very different positions, even though they are attacking positions.
Yeah,
What would you say is the main thing, the main difference?
I would say, looking back as a wide player, I didn't get in the box enough.
Mm,
But last year, I was watching my teammate Neil Molpai. He moved
mm.
to Brighton now.
Right, and yeah.
He was just literally like always on the move in the box.
Mm,
Sometimes if I was on the bench, I'd just watch his movement, and it's like he was either the defenders were stupid or he was just too clever,
yeah.
because they're watching the ball and he's always on the move, and then he would just tap the ball in.
Mm,
They couldn't pick him up, so I thought, if I'm playing up front, I've got to watch that. So I've watched Neil's goals back. I go on YouTube, I try and watch good strikers and try and bring that into my game, really.
Yeah. Growing up, did you want to be a striker or a winger?
I'd say, yeah, I probably wanted to be a striker because of I love Thierry Henry. Like, I'm an Arsenal fan.
Come on.
So I just wanted to be like him, but he was a winger at first.
Yeah, and then converted.
So yeah, I didn't really. I just wanted to just play football. To be honest, I didn't really have a position. I used to run everywhere.
Yeah. Nah. So, what's the manager like? Because he seems like he's got a bit of a calm demeanor, but he also seems like when he's ready to rile you lot up, he does that. What's he actually like behind the scenes?
He's very good man manager, so he knows how to deal with like certain players, and he gets the most out of you. I think number one, he always wants us to work hard, because if you run around and work hard, then things start to fall for you, and you get that little bit of luck. But he's very detailed. He loves Man City, the way they play, and he has to base our style on that. But yeah, he's unbelievable, to be fair.
Yeah. And what was it like scoring your first hat trick?
For Brentford?
Yeah, for Brentford, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. To be honest, scoring goals is a good feeling, but I didn't expect to get three headers.
Yeah.
The bus driver the day before said to me that I'm gonna get a hat trick tomorrow, and you're kind of like, yeah.
Cool.
But I didn't expect it. When I got that first one, I had a chance straight after, and then I thought I'm gonna get a few more chances this game, so I just got to take it.
Now, with your season going the way it has, with all your goal scoring exploits, that's such a media term, isn't it? Yeah. with all your goal scoring and everything, moving forward, if another manager was to come in, let's say, or you went to another team, I'm not saying that's what you're planning or whatever, but would you say that, no, I'm a striker now, so this is what I want to do? If another manager came and said, I want to put you on the wing, would it be a thing of like, nah, but I'm a striker? Like, do you see yourself as a striker now?
Yeah, I think I would stand my ground and say that I want to play up front. And that may seem bad, but throughout my career, I've always been utilised in different positions. When I was breaking through the team, I kind of just got put everywhere because I was young. I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
And I was just going to work hard. And I feel like that affected me a little bit because I never really cemented a position and, got a rhythm into, like I said, a certain position. So I think definitely moving forward, like, I'm a striker now.
Yeah, I love that. How hard is it as a young player? Because I remember when, like you said, I was, when I was younger, I was a left midfielder, but they'd go and put me left back. Do you know what I mean? But I wanted to be a left midfielder. And when you're young, you kind of just get on with it. Like, how hard is it to actually speak out and be like, nah, this is my position? Because if you do speak out, it could be a thing of, nah, this guy's a bit of a troublemaker and blah, blah, blah. So you just kind of get on with it. But yeah, speak on how hard it is for you to actually stand your ground when you're young, for any player, not just for you.
I think it's you need a bit of guidance. And I think the way you say it and come across is massively, because if you go, I'm not playing left back, then they're going to say, all right, you're not playing then. But if you kind of explain to them, you don't feel like that's your best position and you'll do it, you feel like you can bring more to the team at left wing, I think they'll respect you more. So I think it's the way you approach the situation and say it. Yeah.
Do you feel pressure now? Okay, at the beginning of the season, you probably didn't really feel pressure, but now the onus is on you to score goals and in such an important time. do you actually feel pressure like to keep going?
Do you know what? Not as much now. Before, I would put too much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And say, I have to do this, I have to do that. And then if I hadn't done that, I feel like I failed. Even if I may have had a good game, I feel like I failed. So now I'm pretty relaxed. I just work hard and I think things are going to fall to me. If I get in the box, things are going to fall to me. So not too much really. I try to block it all out now.
Yeah. And it's easy to say, yeah, you've got 20 odd goals this season and you're the one that's, you know, keeping the team going and whatever. But I know it's cliche, but how much of it do you actually owe to your team? When you've got players behind you, you know, you've got the Ben Ramas, you've got the Josh De Silvas. Like, how much do you actually owe to them?
All of it, really. Most of my goals, I haven't scored like individual goals, say like Saeed has. So Saeed could say a little bit more. He does it himself. You know, he'll beat a few players and put it in the far corner. Whereas mine, I'm relying on my teammates to get me the ball, to cross the ball and put it on the plate for me. Yeah. So I think it goes down to them really.
And on Ben Rama, are you surprised? Well, not so much. You played with him now for however long, but when he really started to take off this season, did it catch you by surprise, or is he someone that you can see straight away in training? This guy is unreal.
Nah, it's not surprising. Literally, it's just I always laugh when I get asked a question about Saeed because people don't realise how good he is. Like, I see clips of him, but he's crazy. He's better than most Premier League wingers.
You know what? I say that, and I think if you look I sent you a message one time on Instagram, funny enough, when I posted something, you'll probably still see it there. It's of people talking about Ben Rama, like guests that we've had. So we've had Cyrus talk, we've had Bradley Johnson talk about him, and they all say he's literally unreal and he easily go Prem.
Like, if you think about it, he's just like the Algerian players. They've just got something about them. Ben Arfa, Mahrez, they've got that kind of jinky. You can't get the ball off of him, and he is literally, his game is similar to Hazard's. It's a big comparison, but the way he plays,
I know exactly what you mean in regards to
is like Hazard, but he's more skillful than Hazard. Like, if you see what he did to Bradley Johnson, and I've got at Bradley about that. I even said to him that, oh my God. And then he was like, I know.
Yeah. Do you ever sit there in matches? Like when you see him in matches, do you ever just think to yourself, he's got the ball, he's gonna kill this defender?
Do you know what? He's better off instinct. Like he'll just, if someone's just running at him straight away, he'll just then quickly roll it through their legs. Whereas maybe if he's looking for the nutmeg, he may not get it.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's just kind of, it just leaves you a little bit speechless. Like we were playing Bristol City, and some guys just a defender's charging at him, trying to press him, and then he's rainbow flipped it over his head, and then I was like, I was in the box just waiting for a cross. And
did the cross come?
What? Huh?
Did the cross come?
No, I think he just passed it in the end.
That's literally. Well, another player I mentioned actually, Josh De Silva. You're talking about skills and everything. Can you remember the one that went viral against QPR?
Yeah, I don't think he meant to do that. You know.
Do you know what? I looked at it and I was thinking, did he mean that? But the more I looked at it, the more I was thinking, nah, he might have meant that. You know, he might have meant that. Have you spoken to him about it?
Yeah, we were all like, I couldn't even remember that in the game, and then we saw a clip on Twitter or something like that. And I think he meant to turn, but I don't think he meant for it to be like that clean.
Yeah, no, I bet he's having that though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who would you say the best? Would you say Ben Rama is actually the best dribbler at the club?
Oh yeah, Yeah, he's miles ahead of everyone, I think.
So when you hear talks of, because I know like you're a player and you know when it comes to media you're not really doing a lot, but you must hear and see a lot of the stories. And when you hear about, you know, Premier League clubs coming in for you, because your dream, I'm assuming, is to play Premier League.
Yeah, 100%.
So when you hear that Premier League clubs are after you, how hard is it to actually stay focused? Because I know, speaking to you, I know you want to get promoted with Brentford. I know you want to play for Brentford, but at the same time, it's Premier League clubs. Like, what does it do for you in regards to your mindset, and how hard is it to actually just stay focused?
I think it means you're doing your job actually. So the more I see it now, if I'm linked with clubs or anything like that, see it in the newspaper, I just think, look, I'm doing my job. I'm scoring goals. People are impressed with me, so I take it like a pat on the back, really. But I don't go, oh, like these may want me, or I don't get too big for my boots. Do you know what I mean? So just take it day by day, and yeah, just try and keep producing on the pitch.
Yeah, and when those links happen, you know, obviously the club will know if anyone actually comes in for you or whatever. But if they see a link, is there ever a time when someone might whisper in your ear, like one of your coaches or something, or a manager, like, have you heard anything about this?
No, nothing like that. No, nothing happens like that.
Yeah, because I always wonder when they see these stories, if, how much they're thinking, what's he doing away from here? Is he trying to get a move or whatnot? But you know, I know you're not trying to do that, so don't want any Brentford fans coming to me and telling me anything. But your fan favourite, has that always been the case with your time at Brentford, or has literally your goals just?
Obviously, the goals have helped. I think in my first year, I feel like I did quite well, and a few people, you know, may have thought I was gonna do a little bit better, but I feel like they warmed to me. But this year definitely helped. I think the goals.
Yeah. Do you think that? Do you think that things will change? Because your fans at Griffin Park are, it's crazy. Do you think some of that will change when you go to the new stadium? Like, because the way the new stadiums are all set up, you lose a bit of atmosphere. But how much have you seen of the new stadium?
So first of all, I haven't seen the new stadium. I was meant to see
Okay.
it. I was meant to see it, and then obviously all this happened. So maybe a while before I get there and see it, but hopefully I do. And then with the atmosphere, I feel like it will affect it quite a bit. As you've seen with West Ham, you know, they've moved and it's affected it massively. But hopefully, it doesn't have that drastic effect.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel at Griffin Park, it was, you know, it's a tight knit ground. It's small.
Yeah.
Teams come in there. The away changing rooms are not great. And if you go a goal behind, then it's a nightmare.
What would you say your toughest game this season has been, as a team and for you personally?
Both the Leeds games.
Oh yeah.
So, just I think the last few seasons we've played Leeds, it's always been neck and neck. It's been close, but this year I definitely feel like they've raised it with their fitness. Relentless they were.
Yeah, and Bielsa's known for having these teams really, really drilled and, like you said, fit. You're obviously playing at a level where you have to be fit, but how easy is it for you to notice the difference in levels of fitness when it comes to playing against Leeds?
Yeah, I think normally we dominate most teams with the ball, you know, possession, even against top teams. But I think this was next level. I feel like I've never played Premier League football before, but I feel like I could have played maybe the bottom half of the Premier League, and it would have been easier than playing the Leeds game.
You know what? And I'm not even surprised you say that, because number one, Bielsa, for me personally, he's managing below his level at Championship, which is why he needs to get into the Prem. That's number one. Number two, Leeds, when they played against Arsenal in the FA Cup, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Arsenal just absolutely bopped them, and then it was only because in the end the fitness kind of showing through for Arsenal. But yeah, no, Leeds are unreal. Is that how you guys not measure, but do you not look at it and throughout the season look at that's the level we need to reach?
Yeah, I think so. When I came off that pitch, I didn't have a great game. I was tired. I felt rubbish, to be fair. And
That's not rubbish.
I did. I thought I need to step it up really, because if I'm playing against teams like Leeds, I've got to be trying to bring something to the team where I'm going to score or create something, because that's what my teammates look for me for. And yeah, they were next level, so I think that's something to aim for, really.
Yeah, you as a striker now, this is interesting. So let's say you scored 10 weeks running against teams in the bottom half of the table, because obviously a lot of the time, well, most of the teams you play aren't going to be the top two teams. You play them twice a season. Cool. You've scored. You're on a crazy run, got all these goals. But then you come up against a Leeds, and let's just say you had a rubbish game. How much of that do you goes into your head? Because do you look at it like these are the games where I need to be doing something, and if I don't, then it's rubbish? Or is it like, at the end of the day, if I contribute more throughout the season, do you know what I mean? Because you could score 30 goals, but if you're not scoring against the top teams, do you still look at it the same?
No, I think if I score 30 goals but I haven't scored against the top teams, it doesn't matter really. Scored 30 goals, a hard achievement to do. No, I wouldn't take it like that. I think obviously everyone would love to score in the big games, but a goal's a goal at the end of the day. So I'd still take 30 goals and score against.
Yeah, I thought you might say that, just because certain times when. So I know some people have said it. I've seen some ludicrous things said about people like Aubameyang sometimes, where he scores all these goals, but he doesn't score against the top teams, even though that's not specifically true. But that's a story for another day. And they kind of label him as such. And I'm like, but this guy is scoring how many goals a season? But you want to label him based on those games. Do you know what I mean? So I always wanted to know what strikers think about stuff like that. When people just minimize them to just 2 games a season.
Yeah, I think people are going to criticize you either way. Like, imagine if players score against the top teams, but then they can't score against the bottom of the league. You're going to get abuse for not being able to score against the bottom of the league. So I think it contradicts it.
Yeah. Which striker do you look at now and think, unreal striker? Like, who are your top strikers right now?
Top strikers right now. I think Lewandowski.
Yeah.
I think he's different to. They're all very different. You've got Kane, who's just Kane, Aguero, Lewandowski. They're all just like killers. They don't play around. They're gonna punish you.
So are those your top 3 then?
Yeah. Who am I missing? Yeah, for the Prem, I'm going them.
Okay, I'm not happy about you putting Kane there.
In the Prem, but yeah, I'm going them.
I'm not happy about you putting Harry Kane there, just so you know.
Do you not think? When Harry Kane, even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I can still say Tottenham players are good and stuff like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not happy about that, to be honest.
Why?
I'll play. Now, Harry Kane, you know it is. There's a history on this podcast that I used to get a lot of, not stick, but it's like an ongoing thing. Like, people think I don't like Harry Kane, and I actually do like Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane's a top striker. But I'm also an Arsenal man, and sometimes I let my affiliations get in the way and cloud my judgment.
You know what though? Jermaine Defoe actually as well.
Oh, come on! You're correct. Somebody.
He's underrated or not underrated.
No, he's underrated.
Yeah, he's just like pushed to the side. I don't know how old he's now. He must be 30,
35 or something.
35. He's still playing. He's still sharp. He's still scoring goals. His movement is just unbelievable. I think
he loves it.
Loves it, yeah.
Absolutely loves it. Yeah, no, Defoe's always. We've had Defoe on the podcast as well, funny enough, and yeah, he just always says that he just loves celebrating and he loves scoring. So like, no matter what, that feeling to him of loving like to score goals, it will never leave him, and that's what keeps him going. That's why he might score the tap in and it's 5-0 already, and he's off celebrating. But yeah, if you come up against Exeter, and you scored, would you celebrate?
No, I don't know. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. To be fair, it depends. It depends. If it's a playoff final, then I'm celebrating.
Yeah.
If you play them in a friendly or a cup competition where it's FA Cup third round, no, I'm not celebrating.
It's funny because they still love you at Exeter, and a lot of the questions we had so many. I told you, I messaged you like when you reposted it. I got like 5 questions in like 5 minutes. It was ridiculous, but yeah. So a lot of the Exeter fans, they want to know what your happiest memories at Exeter.
I think scoring the winner in the Plymouth game. Have you seen?
No.
After just search it, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it would probably be that because I'd just come into the team. I had a little stint in the first team. Scored my left foot in the Devon derby. So yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely look at that goal. I'm gonna post it up, and if it's not good, I'm not posting it. So just so you know. But yeah, with derbies, yeah.
Yeah.
How hard is it for you? Because they obviously mean a lot to the players. So like the West London derby is a massive derby, and it means not to the players, so it means a lot to the fans. How hard is it if you're not from, like, if you haven't got that DNA of the club, is it to actually get up for the derby? Or is it literally a thing where once you see what it means to the fans, you're ready to go?
Yeah, I feel like when you realise what it means to the fans and the history about it, it does make it a little bit more special.
Yeah.
The atmosphere, like when we played QPR, like the atmosphere is just, it's all sold out. So as soon as you're out the pitch, it's sold out and the atmosphere's, buzzing. I think it hits you more.
Yeah. And you quite enjoy playing against QPR, don't you?
Yeah.
And you celebrate like, you know what? I don't know which one, I think it might have been at their ground. Yeah, I think it might have been at their ground, and you celebrated. And I was thinking, listen, these QPR fans, they look like they're ready to hop over and get you. Like, they must have been fuming. But yeah, no, those games, you guys literally just, you played them off the park, let's be honest.
Yeah, in the QPR games, I feel like we stepped it up. The first 20 minutes, relentless. I think when we're on it, we're unplayable, really.
I think when you're on it, I think the only team that could possibly beat you in that league is Leeds. When you're on it. Do you feel that way as well, though? When you're on it, like, no one can really come up against you?
Yeah, I feel like it's hard. If we're all on it, Leeds are probably the only team that can come close to us, I'd say.
Yeah. That game against Blackburn, 2-2. When you guys were 2-0 down, the only reason I bring up this game is because obviously I'm friends with Bradley, and we spoke about this game. But when you guys were 2-0 down, was there a point where you thought, this might be a long day for us, or did you always know, no, we're coming back here?
No, I thought, 2-0 down. In the first half, we played well. We played well. We started really well, had them on the back foot. We had like 5 shots maybe in the first 15 minutes. And then the win that game was crazy.
Yeah.
So we were 2-0 down at half-time thinking, like, we've played so well, but we're 2-0 down and they don't even deserve any goals. But as soon as we started the second half and we started well, I thought we were then going to win the game, and we almost did.
Yeah. They also had a chance at the end, I remember as well.
They had the chance.
Yeah. Is it hard to, like when I'm talking about games like this, because there's so many games in the season, is it hard to actually remember a lot of them? Or do they literally just, if I say like now, when you played against Millwall, can you just remember the Millwall game, just like that?
Yeah, I can remember it. It's weird how you can play so many games but remember so many small details and things like that. I can remember that Saeed. I can remember we were playing a few passes on the side of the left-hand side. I backheeled it to him, and he missed that chance. I can just remember it clearly.
Yeah. Oh, that's mad. I bet you're just looking forward to getting out of this league, though. Well, you're trying to get out of the league, so hopefully you can do it.
Hopefully, look, we got automatically when we restart, but if not, through the playoffs.
Yeah. If you had to look at, if you missed out on automatic, because you guys are what, 10 points off?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 10 points off. And it's funny though, before I ask that question, in the Championship, how things can just change just like that. Yeah. So even though you're 10 points off, within the club, is it a thing of, no, we can actually still get automatic promotion?
Yeah, if you see Leeds last year, however many, what's your Leeds documentary?
No, I didn't know they had a Leeds documentary.
What? You not see the documentary?
No, I've seen the Sunderland one. I've seen the Tottenham one. Man City. Man City. I didn't know Leeds had a documentary.
Yeah, the Leeds one is unbelievable.
I'm actually going to watch that.
They obviously threw away maybe 10 points throughout the whole Easter period. Didn't win a game, and then they had to go in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think anyone can beat anyone in this league, and I'm still confident.
Yeah. If it does come down to playoffs, which team? Obviously, you guys are favourites. You guys, well, for me, you might not say it, but you would be favourites for me in the playoffs. But if there's a team that you'd want to avoid, who would it be, personally?
Want to avoid?
So let's even see.
Is this out the current, or is this any?
Yeah, current.
So there's us, Fulham, Forest. And who's the
Fulham, Brentford, Notts Forest, and Preston are there right now. It's got to be.
Actually, I wouldn't like to play Forest. I don't think.
Oh, you picked Forest. I thought you would have picked. I thought you would have picked Fulham.
No, I think I would choose to play Fulham.
Oh wow! Why is that? That's interesting. Why?
We both play similar styles of football.
And you did it better, basically. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, basically.
What's so tough about playing against Forest?
I feel like Forest, they're so organised. Like, they're solid in each part of the field. saying other teams aren't, but like they're just well organised. They don't score many goals, but they don't concede many either.
Yeah.
You've got to catch them on a bad day, really.
Yeah, I feel like with Forest, yeah, like you said, you literally got to catch them on a bad day because the way they're set up from front to back, they're just a solid unit. And if there's one player who I would not want to play against, it's that So guy. Yeah. Have you So for Nottingham Forest?
What position? Sorry.
Centre mid.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know you mean. Oh, he's.
Yeah, whenever I look at him, I'm just thinking, nah, I'm not on it. I'm not on it. I think I'd throw it in.
We played him, and he had the referee. He had the referee on his side. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get myself into trouble, but yeah.
But yeah, no, he gets away with a lot. I can say that he gets away with a lot. But he's so effective, man. Who would you say is the toughest player you've come up against in Championship this season? It's probably going to be a defender, right? Because
yeah, toughest. Played against a few good players. Ben White's good. He's good on the ball, so I can't get near. I'm trying to press. Like we're always pressing. If I can't get near him,
yeah,
the ball, it's just a nightmare for me because I'm chasing shadows. But actual good. Well, both of the lead centre back, Cooper as well, is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few good centre backs. I would say those two.
I've got a quick question for you. So, spoke to Anton Ferdinand, and when he was talking about strikers that he's played against, and when I asked him who his toughest one is, I'm getting somewhere with this. I thought he was going to say Henri, but he said Nicolas Anelka because with Henri, if you're marking Henri and you push him and you hit him or something, he'll just go into the other defender and then play off him. But then Anelka, if you hit him and whatever, he'll look back and he'll hit you back and say, okay, cool, but he'll accept the challenge and still do it. And the point I'm trying to get at, in the Championship, defenders are just very physical. And if you do come up against one, do you like encourage it, or do you just think, nah, I'm just going to go and play off a different defender instead?
No, I don't think that. I just try and be a little bit more clever. So if they want body contact, I'll stand where they can't see me. I'll stand behind them, and they're either worried about me and then they don't know where the ball is, or they don't know where I am. So I just try and be smart like that.
Yeah. How much of that comes down to experience of playing week in, week out in that position, and how much of it comes down to maybe you watching other strikers?
I think playing in League Two is literally feed off scraps. It's so physical. Defenders pinching you and stuff like that. So I think just the experience, just learning from it, really.
Yeah. And how much would you say playing in, in those lower leagues first and then moving up slowly, do you think that's better than if you had just come through like the academies at, like, let's say Chelsea, come through Chelsea Academy and then you're expected to make it first team? Do you feel like because you've got men's football in such a physical league and managed to deal with it, it's probably toughened you up more than if you'd actually come through these academies, under 23s at these bigger clubs?
Yeah, I feel like it is good. It allows you to play first team football earlier.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I feel like it takes time, and obviously I'm 24 now. You got players coming to the Premier League. Look at Mason Greenwood. I don't know how old he is, 17.
Yeah, young.
So if you can make it through the academy, obviously that is a better way because you're there at the top. You're younger. You're playing first team football. Ideally, but if not, I definitely feel like if you're not playing, you should go out on loan and get experience.
Yeah. When you look at Brentford, which young players coming through would you say is going to have? Obviously, you know, your hope is that everyone has a big future, but is there one that sticks out when you look at the young players coming through at Brentford? It's good. You're young yourself, so
yeah. There's a few. There's a striker, Marcus Force. He was on loan at Wimbledon. He scored I think he had the best goal to
game.
minute or something. 10 goals, and then he was only there for 6 months, maybe less than that.
Yeah.
And he did his hamstring. Got lad called Jan Zemburek. He's Czech Republic, but
yeah,
he's a bit like Iniesta. His dribbling.
Oh, bloody hell!
A big comparison, Joe. But
no, I get it. The fans are gonna lap that one up.
he can dribble off both feet. It's good.
Yeah.
And then as always, Mads Rosler.
Yeah. What would you say your best attribute is as a striker, or as a player? Not even as a striker, as a player in general.
Best attribute.
Would you say your finishing has improved a lot, or has your finishing always been this way?
I feel like it has improved a lot, yeah, but I don't feel like a lot of my finishes have been too difficult this year. I feel like I've been
a lot of, you know, tap-ins and but to be honest, if someone said to you, you're going to get 20 goals a season with tap-ins,
yeah, you take that.
You take that. Do you know what I mean? Like there's strikers like, you know, the Van Nistelrooys and Inzaghi's who literally made a career out of it. So yeah, nothing wrong with it at all. But before we start wrapping up, as it is Mental Health Week, I've decided to actually ask you, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, because the reason why I ask is because it's a question that comes up a lot, mental health in football, and I don't want to ask you too much because you're not a professional, and I don't want you to say anything that might get, you know, said in the wrong way without context. But what I will ask is, do you feel like within football there's enough help? You know, so if you were struggling mentally, do you feel like, you know, within football enough is being done to help with those issues?
I think there is a lot of people out there who want to help and who like there's a lot of psychologists and like the PFA are really good with that, but I think a lot of it comes down to like not your ego, but feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Feeling comfortable enough to speak to someone.
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, if there is help, how much of it comes down to the players actually feeling comfortable enough to actually go and access the help?
Yeah, I think you need to have someone who you feel comfortable with. Like personally, I may go and speak to my brother rather than a psychologist who don't really know.
Yeah,
but everyone's different.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's I'm happy that mental health in football gets spoken about because a lot of time, you know how footballers are just seen as almost like robots. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go out there, you entertain us, and that's it. Like you're getting paid X amount of money, you're good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes people forget that, you know, footballers are actually just human beings as well. So, and they struggle with everyday things just like everyday people. So, in fact, on that, do you see that, you know, you're like more is expected of you because you're a footballer, and how does that like make you feel?
Yeah, I think so. Like, just people. I can probably post like a photo of me eating a Five Guys or something like that on social media because I'd be like you can't eat that. You can only eat chicken.
Yeah.
So I think people they forget that you are only human and you do like the same things. It's just we have different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like social media is a really bad thing for mental health as well, though.
Yeah.
Touching the subject, because if you can't take, if you don't feel too confident, or you're worried about something, getting comments on your photos saying you're this, you're that,
Yeah.
it's not. So, I definitely feel like social mental health is bigger now because of social media.
Yeah. And I think that's just across the board in life. Social media has not helped. Has just not helped at all. But yeah, but I'm happy that you're all good, man, and you're in good spirits and you're ready to, you know, you're ready to get back. I haven't logged on and seen that you got 3 extra stones, so I'm I'm happy about that. Before we go, who is the toughest? Not toughest, but who's impressed you most in the championship this year, player wise?
Player wise, there's a few. The West Brom boys, Grady Diang,
Yeah.
he's good. That Pereira as well. Pereira, he's like, I think he's Portuguese. He's got the Afro-y.
Who's he play for?
West Brom. He's the number 10, left-footed.
I don't even.
Yeah,
that one.
I've seen him sometimes. He plays with his laces undone.
Oh, flipping no, man. One of them.
One of them, just chilled, like, but he's good enough to. And I think Calvin Phillips is. I think he's a.
Calvin Phillips is my favourite player outside of Premier League. Crazy, yeah. Calvin Phillips, and I know he's your teammate and everything, but Ben Rama. And I think you'd make top 5 though, Ollie. To be honest. Yeah, I think you'd just about scrape in there.
Yeah.
Do you know? No, definitely. Like Calvin Phillips, he's unreal, man. He's unreal. Yeah, Ben Rama, definitely. I'd put you. I think you're 3 or 4.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think you're 3 or 4. So, because I'd have to put Bradley in there because he'll message my phone if I don't. But yeah, but yeah, no, I'm really happy that you decided to come and do this, and you don't really do much media, so.
Me personally?
Yeah. You don't really do much media, so the fact that you've actually come and, even though, do you see this as media?
Not really.
Okay, good. Because that's something I struggle with, innit? Because I'm not media. I'm just here having a conversation. But a lot of people, when they see me, Daps, you're media. I'm just like, get out of here. I don't really care for it. But yeah, why is that? That players don't really like to do media.
I feel like what I was saying to you earlier about the 360 and other platforms like that post footballers, the media is just straight onto it.
Yeah.
So if you say one thing that's maybe a little bit controversial, it gets blown out of proportion. So a lot of players are just very like monotone and it was good today, we got a win, blah blah blah. It's because you can't take anything from that interview and blow it up.
Yeah. No, that's I definitely hear that, and that's why you, like you said, you get them doing the whole robotic. It was good. We got the 3 points. Surely, has there ever been a time when you've just been like, they were rubbish? Like, they were rubbish. Like, you must want to just come out and just be real.
I feel like a lot of my interviews are quite an honest person, so I'm not going to just, I'm not going to down. Like a few times I said, look, I've scored 2 today, but I think I was rubbish, to be fair. But I'll take scoring 2 goals over playing well. Sometimes over playing well, not scoring. So I'll come out and be honest and say it.
You have to come out and be like, let's say you're playing on a random team off my head, Exeter. And then Exeter were totally, Exeter were totally rubbish. Could you come out and be like, yeah, Exeter are rubbish, they weren't they?
No, you can't.
It's so crazy because, and that's something I really want to champion. Like, I really want players here to be able to show more of their personality, because like, you're a cool guy, but a lot of people would never get to see just how cool you are. Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't know, hopefully we'll get to that point one day. Do you think what happened where players can just be their authentic selves?
I think so. I think I like Troy Deeney. Like,
yeah, but I think we like Troy Deeney because he's literally one of the few that can be that way. Yeah. And he's so real with it, and that's probably why we like him.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I feel like there's not going to be many footballers like that. I feel like if you speak out, like you're asking for, and maybe not, you're asking for people to just get onto you. But like one thing that I just don't get is, like, you see Aubameyang, right? The way he expresses himself is gold cars, stuff like that. Imagine if Sterling did that.
Oh yeah.
Like, onto him, like it just doesn't correlate, and
it's just, I think the media just pick and choose what they want to who they want to crucify. Do you get what I'm saying? There are certain people who are just untouchable in the media, and certain people who will always, get torn down. But to be honest, I'm happy that this whole situation has actually happened and they're struggling right now to get content, because because they end up coming to to people like me and people like the Beautiful Game podcast and Touchline Fracas podcast and Tap In podcast, and just bigging up everyone. And this is where a lot of players are coming and speaking out. So I do want to say thank you for that, because yeah, man, you do a lot for us. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is going to be a good podcast. I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
I've enjoyed it.
Okay, great stuff. You didn't come and do media, so I'm happy about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. I've got one question about Project Restart. No, I'm joking. I don't have any questions about that. But yeah, guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. Any questions you have, get us any comments.